Greetings, Petroheads. Welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Even though I just already moved the oil drain over there when I left to go to the auction center, I moved it back. In any case, we got a bolt-on Grand Mojave, and I think I've set myself a goal here in this game. It is to get to $1 million of, account balance. $1 million of total cash in the bank, and I would be happy to have you around while I'm trying to achieve my goal. So the way you make the most money in this game is with car restorations, obviously, but how do you make the car restorations even more viable? You buy a car that has at least 3 stars of overall condition, and it's better if it's a more modern car like this, or like the modern Salem Spectre or Royale GTR, Mayan M6 or M8, stuff like that. Modern cars with modern engines, because the key is it's modern tech, and modern tech is more expensive. So the parts are more expensive, and the net value of a car is calculated by what price you paid for it, how much money you spent on it, and how much work you put into it. That is how the final price of this car of the cars is calculated, as far as I know. Therefore, if you take a car that is in good condition in the auction center, even if you spent like 60,000 or something on it, or maybe, wait, did I not replace this headlight? I did not. Even if it costs you like 60,000, it's worth it. Now, granted, you do need some money on your bank to really start the ball rolling. Really, you need about, I would say, 120, maybe 100,000 even. So we need the front drive shaft, B transfer case, front drive axle. I'm gonna come back to this. You need, at the very least, $100,000 dollars on your bank. I'd suggest more like 120,000, just to get your first car started, really. But the key is, once you have your car fully restored, you'll always make profit, because you can also sell the parts, that's where the quality, that's where the condition that the car had to begin with comes in. If the car in the auction center has good condition, or is in good condition I should say, then the parts are good, right? Its individual parts are in good condition. Therefore, if you sell the old parts, then after you've restored and replaced everything with new parts, then the old parts will be more money than if the car was in the worst condition to begin with. That is how that works. So we got double wishbones up front, huh? We got a drive shaft, we got a V8, we got 2 engine heads, one of these and one of those. I think this one, right? Should be this one. Then 2 exhaust pipe, a flywheel. Now front drive axle is probably A, right? Yeah, okay. And also the D. Yeah, okay. Then what else do we need? We need this. 2 caps, 2 springs. Front steering knuckles. Where can I see what front steering... let's just take the rims off. C. That's what I thought actually. The cross member. B. Yes, some car had to use this. Then the sway bar is B, right? Yep. Upper front end link is also the B. Front wheel hubs, fuel filter, fuel pump. To these. The gearbox is still a regular V8 gearbox, isn't it? Where is it? Yeah, it is. Still wondering what car requires the V8 4x4. Two of these, 5 of these. We don't have wires, we don't have an ignition distributor. Still don't know which car uses the lambda probe either, but it's fine. Rear axle is what? Oh, it's a solid axle. No, it's not a solid axle at all. It's a multi-link. What am I even talking about? Right. So no leaf springs. Rear axle no closing A. It has to be. Two of these. Two of those. That. Sway bar is going to be B. Hope that it was 10. If not, we can always, buy new ones if we don't have enough of them. Into spring caps, starter, steering rack. Also, I think I kind of decided what I want to replace project cars with on Thursday, and I think you like it. It might be the case that this week I'm gonna play Age of Empires 2, but starting next week there should be a new racing game on Thursday. What it depends on is the fact that I purchased Assetto Corsa, but didn't like it, so I refunded it. But the money is not has not been retrieved yet. I have not gotten it back to my Steam account yet. Depending on whether or not that happens until tomorrow, if I don't get it by tomorrow, then I will do Age of Empires 2 for one more episode. If I do get it, then I'm gonna be doing another racing game that I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy, because I've played one of its kind of predecessors and I liked it a lot. You can guess what it is if you want to. It is a contemporary racing game. It is, the latest iteration of one racing game series. It is not Gran Turismo, it is not Forza, because I don't own a console other than my old PlayStation 2, which, is not able to play any new Forza or the Gran Turismo or anything like that. And yes, I do know Forza is only available for Xbox, so there is that. Yeah. Stay tuned. Worst case scenario is still pretty good in my opinion, because the reason I would I would do Age of Empires 2 rather than anything else this week is because there has been an update to that game last Thursday. There's now a couple of new cultures, a couple of new units and whatnot, new upgrades for your units, everything. And even a new campaign. Actually, I think I've mentioned this before. Come to think of it. Now that I'm saying this, I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, so I must have said it before. In any case, that's the quote-unquote worst-case scenario. And I realized that on this car we're apparently starting with the engine rather than what I usually do, which is to start with the suspension. You know, time to mix it up a bit, right? Okay. That should be everything we can access from here for now. Oh yeah, I also haven't drained the oil yet. I'm gonna go get the oil drain real quick and put it underneath here. That should do it. Ah, good. Also, this is kind of freaking me out a little bit. The way that it did not no. What the hell? Please just put it here and thank you. The way it was dripping down and kind of the end of it was looking a bit weird. Looking like it just stopped mid-air or something. So, gonna get this out. So first thing we need to do is take this out. Then we need to take out the drive shaft so we can access the gearbox and the transfer case first and then the gearbox. I would assume. Yeah, that is indeed how that's gonna go. Then take out the starter. So I bought this car for what? Around 40,000? No, it must be more. I can't remember how. It was just before the start of this episode. Why can't I remember that? In any case, like, we'll see how much this is gonna be worth at the end of this episode, so you know. All the speculations are kind of irrelevant anyway, because we'll have exact numbers at the end. So there goes that. Can you take out the no, the pistons are still in. So now we'll go to the rear suspension. And oh, another thing, in case you guys didn't see it, I have posted a video yesterday about an upcoming Action Hank tournament. That is a team-based tournament. You should really go check out that video because it kind of explains everything. And yeah, I'm gonna be participating in that tournament. Hopefully we'll find enough participants so we can get a great number of teams together. There is some work going on the outside, and I mean, since it's fall, it might be one of those guys with like these I don't know what you call those things. It's almost like a vacuum cleaner, but not really. It doesn't really suck stuff in. Instead, it's just it just blows air out, and you use that to blow away the leaves to make, you know, piles of leaves rather than, you know, just leaves lying around everywhere. I think that's what's going on the outside, and it's understandable. There's a lot of leaves on the ground, and you know, you gotta tidy that up a little bit from time to time. Well, not me, because I've only rented this apartment. It's not my. I don't own the apartment. I don't own the house that I'm living in. So, you know, I don't have this kind of responsibility. Sure, if the owners asked me to do it, sure I would. But by myself, no, I don't have to. So, in any case, we are going to start with the engine here. Then we're gonna head to the rear suspension, because you gotta fit in the cross member before we can handle any of the gearbox stuff, because the cross member connects to a dry shaft, which connects to the transfer case and the gearbox and everything. The rear cross member, that is, not the front one. Alright. Up you go. Kind of liking these taillights. Also, as it looks, I'm gonna be streaming this Saturday, but I would really recommend you following me on Twitter for better info on that, because I will always announce a stream the day I'm streaming. Because like I work at a job where it's like I always have to. I'm not directly employed at the factory, rather I'm kind of how do you say that? I'm employed at the like there's an office that tells me that basically directs me to a factory, and that office always tells me my work times each week. And so I sometimes, you know, on Monday they don't have the exact they don't have the plannings yet for the schedule for all the workers, and so it might be that Mondays I just don't have to work, and then it might happen that on Tuesday they call me saying, well, you gotta work, I don't know, Wednesday and Friday, or you gotta work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, or you gotta work, you get the idea. And this week I'm working every day between Tuesday and Friday. I never have to work on the weekends, and you know, therefore I'm free on the weekends. I will probably stream on Saturday again. Follow me on Twitter to get notified when I'm gonna be streaming, because I don't know the time of the day yet. I don't know, you know, what things I have to do on Saturday. For example, go shopping and make sure we had got enough food for the weekend or something like that. Or, you know, maybe my parents call me, come back home and help us do this and that, or something like that. It all can happen, so therefore follow me on Twitter. It's free anyway. Like it, I'm not saying this to advertise myself or anything like that. I'm doing this in your interest, because if you are enjoying my content and you want to know and you want to keep up to date, there we go. All right, we're gonna put in the. I thought I'd put in the old crankshaft in there. So, we cannot access the garage from here, but we can do it from there. Okay. Did I put in the starter yet? I did. I'm seeing it. So now basically all we have to do is finish off the front suspension and then the engine. Obviously later we paint it. Excuse me? Oh, I forgot the front drive shaft. So we'll go up here by the front drive shaft B. Good. So we put these parts in, and then oh, the sway bar is not in there yet either, so let's do that. Okay. Wait, was that not? Okay. Oh, sure, it has 4 wheel hub bearings and no cabs, because it's driving both axles, and the drive axles always require bearings, not cabs. get that side finished. Also gonna put in this. And then these. Alright. If you'd excuse me for a second.